One, two, one, two, one, two. Here we go. Welcome to the Catalyst Podcast, raw, real, and unedited. My name is Jason, and you can find Catalyst at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can hear the podcast created through Spreaker on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and Amazon. Catalyst has the power to create change. We hope this is what this podcast will do. Now, if you would like to be a part of this podcast as a guest or a contributor, shoot us an email at catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. That's catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. Welcome to episode 49 of the Catalyst Podcast. And I wanna thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to kind of vent in those previous two episodes. Sometimes you need to talk it out, and I really didn't know how or where to take it. And so I thought, why not take it here? And, we all have to take some time and, have a brutal self-assessment. What's going on? What are we doing? What things are we using as barricades or blockades to prevent ourselves from moving forward? So I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Episode 49, we are one away from episode 50. And I'm really excited about that. So today, what I'd like to do is I'd like for us to talk about pattern formatting. It's a subject that I've heard about, and I want to kind of put my own spin on it. So let's do a deep dive into it. Again, this is the Catalyst Podcast, and my name is Jason, and we are going to talk about pattern formatting, right? So listen, we all have life goals, dreams, aspirations. It's the things that keep us fired up and hustling. But, sometimes, and let's be honest, I definitely had a couple of those days, especially a couple of episodes, where life throws you curveballs, motivational dips, and achieving those dreams start to feel like climbing Mount Everest in a flip-flops. So that's where pattern formatting comes in. Now, listen, I get it. It sounds about as exciting as filing taxes, but trust me, this is something different. It's a secret weapon that can really take your productivity, focus, and ultimately your success to a whole new level. So what exactly is pattern formatting? Okay, well, let's break it down. Patterns are simply reoccurring events or actions in our daily lives. Formatting refers to how we structure those patterns. Now, by intentionally designing patterns for specific tasks or goals, we can create a system that automates our behavior and sets us up for consistent achievement. And that's the key, being consistent. I can say for my own life, I am consistently inconsistent, trying to be more consistent. I'm sure somebody out there feels the same way, but think of it like this. Have you ever noticed how much easier it is to do something once you've done it a few times? Riding a bike, making the morning coffee, a skill you learned at work. That's the power of patterns in action. Our brains love routines. They crave familiarity. By creating patterns for things that we want to achieve, we tap into the natural human tendency and make success at almost anything we do effortless, right? But here's the real kicker. Pattern formatting isn't just about, mindless repetition. It's about asking yourself a powerful question. How can I design my day or week to consistently move me closer to my goals? Now, this question forces you to be intentional. It forces you to identify the specific actions you need and then weave those actions into the fabric of your daily routine. So let me kind of crystallize this or put it into a quick story, okay? A while back, I was drowning in content creation. I had ideas busting out of my head, but no system for bringing them to life. My days were fucked up with brainstorming, writing, editing, trying, and falling on my ass to promote my work. It was definitely a recipe for burnout. But then I discovered pattern formatting, right? And I started by scheduling specific times for each stage of content and the creation process. Like, for example, Mondays were for brainstorming and research, Tuesdays for writing, and so on. I also blocked out time for promotion and networking. All right. Now, this wasn't about rigid rules. It's about creating a framework. And guess what? It works wonders. The chaos subsided, my focus went laser sharp, and before I knew it, I was turning out high quality content product consistently. So let's talk about different patterns for different goals, right? The beauty of pattern formatting is in its versatility. You can create patterns for any area of your life, from your morning routine to your exercise habits to your work schedule. The key is to identify goals you want to achieve and then design patterns that incorporate the necessary actions. For instance, if your goal is to learn a new language, you can create a pattern of daily practice sessions by using an app or a podcast during your commute or scheduling language exchange calls during your lunch break. So, to recap, pattern formatting isn't about designing reoccurring events or actions that move you closer to your goals. It's about leveraging the power of routine to automate success. By asking yourself the right questions and getting creative with your schedule, yes, you can craft personalized patterns that become your secret weapon for achieving anything you set your mind to. Now, here's your challenge for this week. I want you to pick one goal you're currently working on. Okay? Spend 15 minutes brainstorming what kind of pattern you could create to make progress on that goal every single day. Write it down. Write it down. Say it with me. Write it down. I'm one of those people who say it but don't mean it, but I'm putting it to commitment today. Write it down. Experiment with it and see how it transforms your productivity. Remember, consistency is key. By taking action and implementing these patterns, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. And hey, if you find a pattern formatting system that works wonders for you, share it. Send us an email, catalystmotivation561 at gmail.com. Go on to any one of our social sites. Let's motivate each other and let's go be great. Okay? Listen, the key is to being consistent is just giving it one more day. It's being automatic every time you wake up and begin your day. Be consistently consistent. With that being said, I definitely want to hear back from you and see what your thoughts are on all of what we just went over. I think there's some good information in there that all of us can use. And like I said, I did it before. I seem to bounce off, be inconsistent, but I'm going to make a commitment to be more consistent. So again, shoot me an email. Let me know how it goes for you, what your patterns were, and I'll let you know how things are going for me. But I want to thank each and every one of you so very, very much. We have people who are listening to the podcast. Your numbers are increasing. The feedback and interaction we get on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. We're even starting to see people join us on Threads. So it's great. It's great. It's exciting. Thank you. Spread the word. Hopefully there's something that we do that, talks to you, speaks to you, makes you think, helps you out, whatever it is, go and definitely check out some of the past episodes in Spreaker. We're one away from 50 and super excited about that. So I want to say thank you for listening to the Catalyst Podcast. Raw, real, and unedited. My name is Jason, and you can find Catalyst at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can hear the podcast created through Spreaker on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, and Amazon. A Catalyst has the power to create change, and we hope this podcast will do. If you'd like to be a part of this podcast as a guest or contributor, you can email us at catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. That's catalystmotivation561@gmail.com. Yeah. Folks, thank you so much for listening to episode 49. We're going to see you on episode 50 next time. Thank you so much. Episode 50. Wow. Who would have thought it? This is Jason saying, go be great. We'll talk to you soon.